Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with Logan. Today we're going to be doing cinnamon rolls. Check this out, it's so easy. It's important you take your cinnamon here and you make sure that it's closed. And then you're going to want to take it and you're going to want to roll it. It's like a cinnamon roll. You rolled the cinnamon. Yeah, get it? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Logan for Real. Today we're making cinnamon rolls, though perhaps we should call them buns just so no one gets confused again. Well, guys, I'd also like to thank ExploreNet for sponsoring this month's boxes, as well as next month's and the month after that. We appreciate it. There's no way we could have gotten these boxes out without you, so thank you, ExploreNet. Alright guys, for this recipe you'll need to whip out your sugar, your flour, and your yeast from your box. Then you're going to want to grab a half teaspoon of salt, a quarter cup of water, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 egg, as well as a half cup of milk. For the frosting, of course, you've got your frosting. And then for the filling, you'll need your cinnamon, your brown sugar, and another 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay guys, classic first step, you're gonna wanna add in all your dry ingredients. That means your flour, your salt, your yeast, as well as your sugar, just all into one bowl. You're gonna wanna mix those up, and once they're completely combined, set it off to the side. Next, you want to do the same thing for your wet ingredients, which just includes your milk, your water, as well as the 3 tablespoons of butter. Now you want to add these to a microwave safe bowl because we're actually going to nuke these until they're hot to the touch. Actually cut up my butter just so that it melts a bit easier. I'm going to microwave this in 15-second increments, just stirring every time to make sure nothing burns. And then once the butter is completely melted and my mixture is hot, then we're good. As soon as you can start seeing steam come off it, it's good to go. Got my melted wet ingredients here. I'm just gonna add in my dry ingredients now, as well as crack just 1 egg into there. And you're just going to want to mix that up until it looks completely combined. Now that's looking nicely combined. Now you want to set that off to the side and grab another bowl. And if you've got some, either oil or butter or any other sort of grease, you're just going to want to grease up this bowl because we're going to put our dough in here after we knead it. All right, now you need to knead. Be careful telling those kinds of jokes. Who knows when that other guy's gonna come back. So if you had our boxes 2 months ago, we made pizza. And in order to make things like cinnamon buns or pizza or really a lot of baked goods, you need to do something called kneading the dough. That's when you sort of basically beat up the dough until it starts to gain the chemical properties, sort of the textures, the makeup that you want it to have. All baked goods need it, and it's central to ensuring a yummy, chewy, tasty baked good. The way we're gonna knead is we're actually gonna grab some extra flour, if you've got it, and you're gonna just lay some flour down on a surface where you've got a nice amount of room. Then you're going to want to take some flour and actually flour up your hands as well. The flour is going to make sure that the dough doesn't stick to you or the surface. Then you're going to want to grab the dough that you've recently put together. Here we are. And essentially you're going to want to work at it with the palm of your hand and just sort of a palm heel strike down into the dough. So you're going to want to knead this, essentially palm heel striking for 3 minutes. Few last ones for good measure. All right, after all that kneading, you'll notice that the dough has become tacky. What tacky is when you poke the dough, it should spring back a little bit. Ooh, look at that. It's kind of like memory foam, I guess. Nice. Now you can throw your dough into your greased pan, and we're gonna let that rest for 10 minutes while we make the filling. I actually lied, you don't have to make a filling. Just make sure you leave your butter out to soften. We're gonna need to spread that on our rolls. Keep hold of your cinnamon and brown sugar, and get ready to use a rolling pin or some other rolling implement, because we're gonna have to flatten this dough once it's done resting. You'll also want to lightly grease the cake pan you'll be cooking these in. I'm using a 9-inch cake pan, but you can kind of honestly use whatever baking vessel you want. The cinnamon rolls aren't super exact. All right, and it's rolling in time. So you're gonna want to slap down your dough. You know, if you've got a rolling pin, feel free to use that. You can also use an empty bottle of some sort or just your hand. But we're gonna roll this out into a rectangle that is longer than it is wide. So you can use your hands a bit to make sure the dough is sort of as rectangular as possible. I sort of pulled at the edges here just because we want it to be even for when we roll it up. Now the technical dimensions for this is 14 inches by 8 inches. If you look at my thickness, I'd say it's about an adult male's finger wide. But I'm sure whatever thickness you do, it'll be fine. Now you want to take your softened butter, looks like I softened mine a bit too much, and you're just going to want to spread it just all over this dough. Now that the butter is all distributed evenly on top, looking nice and yummy, you're going to want to sprinkle your cinnamon and brown sugar mixture all over it. This is going to give us a yummy, gooey, tasty inside that you want in a cinnamon bun. Time for the fun part. It's time to roll. Looks like you're about to roll some cinnamon, eh? Not you. Get out. Go. Not right now. I'll tell you about that guy. Anyway, you want to take your sheet of yummy, buttery, cinnamony dough, and you're literally going to want to start rolling it up, just as you would a cinnamon roll. You want to do this sort of as tightly as possible, but in the end, you should have a log that looks something like this. Now you want to cut this into about 10 to 12 rolls, so that's gonna look like, well, we can cut it down the middle. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5. Looking good. Let's get the cutting.
Maybe use a sharper knife and a better camera angle too. All right, now you can take your rolls and just arrange them around your greased cake pan. Now you're going to want to cover up these cuties tightly with some plastic wrap. Let them sit for about an hour to 90 minutes. They're going to get real big, and then we're going to bake them. My cinnamon buns have gotten way bigger. I only let mine sit for an hour, but if you let yours sit for longer, I'm sure they'll get huge. Now we're actually just going to bake them for 25 to 28 minutes in a 380 degree oven. Make sure you preheat that thing. And in they go. See you in a little bit, my little buns. All right, guys, it took about 25 minutes, but after all, look at those golden brown beauties. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to eat them. I've heated up my icing a bit, and I'm just gonna start sort of just pouring it right over top. As you can tell, this is a very healthy baked good. You know, it's got all your food groups, cinnamon, icing, dough. Now, once this has cooled and set, well, it's gonna look just like those Cinnabuns, either from Cinnabon or maybe even the ones you get at Tim Hortons. And after all that, I've isolated two. I've put some extra frosting on there, and look how delicious those guys look. Can't wait to eat these while I edit this video. Oh, and look at this pull. Ooh, yeah. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed our cinnamon bun journey. I had a great time making them, and wow, what a surprise. They're delicious. So let us know how yours go. Please send us a picture or a video of however your cinnamon buns go. We'd love to see it. As well, we've got a contest going on this month. It's a comic book contest. We want you to draw your own comics and submit them to us either as a picture or maybe a video of you reading them to us. Every participant in that contest gets entered into a draw for a prize, so make sure you submit for that. Also, we've got a game night on April 21st. It's a games tournament, either checkers, tic-tac-toe, or chess, your choice of game. You'll get to compete against other players in the same game, and our winner will get a prize. Other than that, guys, I want to say thank you one more time to ExploreNet. Thank you for sponsoring our boxes, and I can't wait to see you the rest of this month. Take care, everyone. Have an awesome week. This cinnamon's gonna roll. Oh, I'm gonna grab some. Where'd they go? Oh, they're all on the carpet. You rolled this. You're not supposed to roll them. Why?